I'd always been in a church, the building, and I couldn't imagine worshiping or coming to church in a little trailer. And it was, when I say tiny, I mean little. When I came that night and visited, I felt like I came home. People were friendly and welcoming and so happy to see me, and Mike was amazing.
One of the characteristics that has allowed him to lead for this long is just a humility. He'll be the first to tell you that, he's not the most gifted, he's not the most talented, but what he has, he surrendered to God, and God has used that.
Just his availability, it didn't ever seem to matter like how busy he was. He was always willing to take time to stop. And it was like people are more important than tasks.
But one thing you can always count on Mike, he cares enough to tell you the truth.
And he's just someone who you can trust. And I think people see that immediately. They say they feel like he's genuine. When people meet him the first time, I think they listen, and they feel like he can be a friend of mine, and he always has been a friend of ours.
Mike's very mission-minded, and he's always ready to go anywhere he can share the Lord with anybody.
His desire to see people, come to faith in Christ, that is just a burning passion within him. That is part of his gifting, and that hasn't changed. He is just as passionate about sharing his faith today as he was 33 years ago when he began.
A lot of us forget that pastors are real people. They're just like we are. Now, they're obviously under a microscope that we don't have to be under, but you get to see Mike outside of that microscope in a sense. He's the same guy. He's still following God through everything he does. That don't mean every now and then me and him might not have thrown a basketball against the wall in frustration, but he's human. And you got to see that, but you also would see this human is really working every moment of his life to follow God and follow God's will.
My hope is that he'll have a season of rest and be able to reflect on the impact and influence that he's had in the lives of so many people and in our community and literally across the world for the gospel, and just know, man, you did a great job, and that torch is being carried on, and that you've set the stage for success for our church to be a beacon of light in our community.
I just wish Mike and Bari the best. God never shuts one door that he don't open another one. So I know he's got something really miraculous for them.
There's like a bajillion and 7 things that I could say right now. So many memories, so many things to thank you for. But number one, I want to thank you for taking the time to always be my dad. You always made me an awesome priority, and that means the world to me. I'm so grateful that you're my dad. I love you.
I'll never forget Mike and Bari, all the support they gave our family. Spent many times praying with us, ministering to us, and it's been great to be a teammate of his and working with him at the church.
Mike, I'm thankful that you've been my friend for over 30 years, but I'm also thankful for just how you've led this church, that you've led it from your knees, and look forward to how God is going to bless you and Bari, but also how God's going to bless Real Life Church because of the investment that you've made.